USA.
Ryan Funningsland to Dukas. Oh, nice move, Dan Hunt. Dan Hunt was looking for a reverse dunk. Andrew Vlahoff is very angry about it. Thought it was a nice block myself.
We've called a multiple situation here with Lucas calling the foul on Vlahoff, counting the score, I do believe, saying that it was interfered with the basket, so Dan Hunt will go for the bonus shot. Just conferring at the moment, Sid Stevens and Peter Lucas, two of the most experienced WA referees, both have taken control of NBL clashes this year in the National Basketball League. Stevens and Lucas well in control of this game. You can see Lucas now explaining to Andrew Vlahoff that in his view the ball was on its downward flight when he made contact with it, so the points count and there was a bonus shot to Dan Hunt.
It brings up his 20th point for the match. It's a tough way to make a three-point play, getting blocked on the ring and, oh, dearie me.
That last sequence is what big-time basketball is all about with two able-bodied men. There's what it's about as well. We've got a situation with Fundingsland almost dispossessed of the ball, and Catlangian got away with a little bit there. Fund dishes off, Dukas goes up, we've got a foul call. Looks like it's on Evans.
It's careless play by Craig Evans because he had a lot more height than Aaron Dukas, and he really didn't need to jump. As we go into a timeout at the 9-minute mark, the Redbacks up 96 to the Buccaneers 58.
Travel the spectacular Midwest coast in style and comfort with Redline coaches. Departing from Geraldton, their many fabulous extended tours include Exmouth and the beautiful Coral Coast, or the friendly dolphins at Monkey Mire. Meals and accommodation provided. Experience some of our state's most beautiful and historic attractions, or take a weekend trip to El Cabello Blanco, the casino, or a Swan River cruise. Around the corner or around the country, Redline coaches.
Do you want to enjoy the good life? Lay back and just relax? Magnolia's has the answer. Hang it here. Hang it there. You can just about hang it anywhere. Order your net chair or hammock from Magnolia's Dampier Crescent, Broome today. Phone 091 935508.
As we return after that timeout, we've got a scoreline of 96 playing 58, even though the scoreboard's trying to confuse us. Still 9 minutes remaining and no changes to the fives of each team, although we do see Gavin Burnett back in now as Dukas is on the foul line, taking the first, which is successful, 59 to 96. Dukas with a chance to add to his score, which he is unsuccessful with, and Matt Bisart comes up with a great defensive board.
It's his 13th, as Andrew Vlahoff shows his dribbling skills. Pace shows his assist skills as he finds Craig Evans out by himself, and he pops in another 2 points. He's had quite a good game, 21 points for Craig Evans, averaging 19 in the regular season. Ray Chamberlain. Oh, lovely shot on net.
3 points. 98 to 62 now. Bisart out way past the three-point line, but we've seen him score from there. Catlangian pushing into Vlahoff. Vlahoff almost stripped of the ball, comes up with great desire and endeavour. Catlangian double team. Pace on the right-hand side, low to the baseline. Unsuccessful. Vlahoff fighting his own teammate. Hunt's rebound. Fundingsland with the ball. Pulls it down. Great defence there by Catlangian. Made him go right where he didn't want to go as Chamberlain comes out once more to the right-hand side into Hunt. Hunt props. Nice jump shot. 64 playing 98.
22 to Dan Hunt. And the Buccaneers, although they're trailing by a considerable margin at the moment, have certainly had a fairy tale, well, almost fairy tale, a bit of a nightmare at the end of it, beginning to the SBL competition. Fundingsland comes up with the ball. Dishes, intimidation from Pace, pays off. Dan Hunt, tough as you like, bangs in another 2. 24 to him. What a superb player he is, John.
A great player. We mentioned earlier how in one SBL match he scored 82. He's been averaging just a touch over 30 and has certainly been struggling in this match. But in this last quarter now, he's starting to find a little more of his shooting touch. But Vlahoff wheels and deals now. Front of the rim unsuccessful. Hunt defensive rebound. Can they come back from here? It's a tall order. Chamberlain outside 3 points. No good. Vlahoff's rebound. Strong, aggressive rebound. Leads the break.
Well, that was a tough rebound. I thought he actually walked with the ball too, but it's tough. Oh, excuse me, Brian, I'm going there. Into Bizart, nice hands. Nice defensive hands. Matt Bizart, I think, I believe some of the calls are a little on the cryptic side, but still.
32 points the margin now. They've reduced that 39-point margin at three-quarter time. Chamberlain with another 2 points. And we've got a 30-point situation, and Batavia's crowd and support here that are filling half this arena are yelling and extolling their team to greater and greater efforts. But I think it's probably a chance of a little too much and a little too late.
Ray Chamberlain with 13 in the game so far. Bizard baseline spins pass. Oh, what a magnificent move. Weak side defense was a little slow getting there as Bizard puts in another 2. Chamberlain held up. Chukas for 3. Monster. Good basket. 71 to 100.
Brings up the 100 points there for Burswood. They've been averaging about 125 per match this year, and Batavia have been averaging about 111. But certainly Batavia are well down, and that's due to the great defense and the intimidatory defense as Catlangian takes a three-pointer, and that's about his 6th three-pointer for the night. 103 playing 71. 6 minutes 22 remaining in this final quarter, and whilst Batavia are coming back with a mini charge right now, I think it's too little too late again as Vlahoff shows quickness of the hands. Hunt dishes off to Burnett. Hunt gets a hand to the ball. Vlahoff comes up with it, spins, wheels and deals, holds Brian Fundingsland back as he dishes it off to Catlangian.
David and Goliath. Yes, Peter Catlangian's actually hit 5 3-pointers, and they've all been in a row. Just superb.
Careless work there by Beeshart. Fundingsland outside three-point range. Unsuccessful. Catlangian winds up with those long arms, pulls it down. We've got a 4-on-3 as Catlangian dishes into pace, but Dukas comes up with a great steal, throws the long full court pass to Chamberlain. He'll take the three-pointer. No, he dishes off to Hunt. Hunt fakes off the glass. 103 to 73, 30 points now with 5:30 remaining.
Well, with only 5.5 remaining, obviously the Buccaneers are pushing a very heavy wheelbarrow up a very steep hill. But to their credit, they're not lying down, and that's all a part of character in their first year in the SBL. Careless turnover by the Redbacks as we go into another timeout. 103 plays 73, a 30-point lead to the Redbacks.
Well, with 5 minutes 16 remaining, we've got a timeout here to the Batavia Buccaneers. Tommy McLean would have to really send his charges out now in a full court pressure situation. There's nothing to be gained by help defense. There's nothing to be gained by trying to contain this score. It's all or nothing. This is the last match of the 1989 SBL McDonald's State Basketball League, and these two clubs are in it right down to the wire. Perth, deservedly so, come into this final as favourites, but Batavia have been a little bit disappointing, Brad.
A little disappointing, but it really is you know, a learning experience for them, and Tom McLean wasn't ranting and raving and, you know, sort of leading the players on. He's trying to get them to learn from this situation. I think that obviously with this year behind them, they'll come back next year. They've got the experience. You don't know who they're going to pick up in the off-season. I know Brian and Dan look like they'll be staying, and I think all goes well for the Geraldton-based team.
Well, I think they've certainly been very, very successful and led the SBL competition in promoting the game and the competition in their hometown, and the support they've had from all of those Geraldton people has been absolutely enormous up there, and a lesson to many of the Metro clubs, and they'd be very disappointed to see their club down 30 points right now. But to their credit, the Buccaneers are coming back and making every effort to get back into this ball game.
I think too, John, that while we're talking about that, as the Redbacks are going to come up with the ball, the other two country teams, the Southwest Slammers, had a very successful last half of the season, and despite perhaps a few hiccups for the Rainbow Coast Raiders, I think they will have learnt from this year, as Scott Osborne's now on the court, number 10 for the Redbacks, and both of those clubs should respond to their first year, and those three will, I think, figure fairly prominently in the season next year.
Certainly the Bunbury-based club played extremely well. Great endeavour there by Hunt to come up with the ball. And I think the Bunbury-based club has a great opportunity to come out. They've got some great juniors in that area, and they can look forward to next year. With a scoreline in this game now at 103 to 75, we've only got 4 minutes 30 seconds remaining, and that sort of defensive posture that you see Dan Hunt putting on Matt Bisart then is exactly what Batavia have to do. They've got to come out and press all over the floor. There it is again, almost came up. Good hands by Fundingsland. Hunt to inbounds the ball. Full court pass to Burnett. He'll go all the way to the basket. Left-handed shot. It went down. Peter Catlangian took a dive. He took a couple of those last week and they went the other way. 103 to 77.
And I've been very impressed with Gavin Burnett's driving ability, because last week against the Tangney Tigers he put in some great drives as Bisart powers up inside. He'll go to the line again. 103 plays 77. Yes, and Gavin Burnett has really come along in leaps and bounds. He made some terrific drives in the early part of last week's match against the Tigers.
Burnett learned his basketball in Geraldton, came and played with the Perry Lakes club for several years and was an under-20 state representative 2 years ago. He's gone back and fitted in very, very well with this club and works against people to whom he gives away a lot of inches most of the time.
Bisart's first shot rims out. Connects with the second. Craig Evans is just about to enter the court, and Matt Bisart leaves the game with 23 points.
Bisart's 23 points belies his importance to the game out of a total of 104. The damage he's done on defence and on the defensive boards has been absolutely enormous, as we see Brian Fundingsland take that shot, turn around and remonstrate to Sid Stevens about the foul, but it was not forthcoming as Vlahoff gets yet another defensive board. Cliff Shepherd with the ball now. Evans low on the left-hand side baseline, unsuccessful with the three-pointer, and Catlangian also has been rested, and he's been the key player for this Perth club as far as I'm concerned in this final.
Oh, wow, what a great drive by Dan Hunt.
Tough shot.
And Darryl Pace is also resting as well. He's only scored 2 points in this quarter, as Vlahoff certainly using this as good pre-season training for his upcoming collegiate program. Cliff Shepherd for 3. They'll go crazy if this drops. They can all rest easy. Brian Fundingsland. Players to the left. It's Chamberlain waiting. That's that intimidation from earlier in the game. Normally he would have just powered that up. Dan Hunt comes in and cleans up. And what we're seeing too, I think now, John, is that professionalism that I mentioned about both Dan and Brian earlier in the game, and also from the Redbacks as well. People like Bisart and Vlahoff. You know, that they just keep going. They'll just keep running the game out.
There are some very good calibre players in this competition. This SBL competition has an opportunity to provide a tremendous forum for development as well as enjoyment and the display of skill throughout WA with players of the like of Vlahoff, Bisart, Hunt and Fundingsland. That's a scoreline of 82 to 104 now as the 22-point margin.
Dan Hunt with 29 and 12 in this fourth quarter. Perhaps a little too late. Well, not perhaps. Ian Frame on court as well. Vlahoff. 2:44 remaining in the game. As we mentioned earlier, the Redbacks women won as Craig Evans drills a monster three-pointer. 107 plays 82. That's their first double in Redback history, I would venture to say. No score, as the shot was well after, the foul was well after the shot. We've had a couple of doubles in previous years. I think back in 1980, East Perth, 81, Stirling, Tangney in 86, and Wanneroo in 87. So it looks like the Redbacks in 89. As Andrew Vlahoff leaves the court.
To the well-deserved applause of this, a very appreciative crowd and very large crowd, Andrew Vlahoff, a class player in any league, leaves the floor. Chris Kassir comes on to replace him. We now have Osborne, Bowering, Evans, Kassir and Shepherd for the Redbacks with 2 minutes 28 remaining in this game, 82 to 107. And there is a chance here for Batavia to narrow this lead even further, but I would suggest the gate's been open for too long.
Be a great opportunity for Tom McLean to let some of the other guys who haven't been on the court to come out and experience the grand final. not a pleasant experience when you lose. I've been in one of those myself, but nevertheless, it's an experience. Cliff Shepherd's being hassled like crazy from both Aaron Dukas and Ryan Funningsland. Unfortunately, Aaron's going to pick up the foul for it, and Cliff Shepherd will go to the line. He doesn't want to go to the line. 2 minutes 13.
Shepherd with the ball, inbounds to Osborne. Osborne to Bowring. Bowring the left-hander. Back to Osborne. Osborne into Evans. Evans throws the fake, steps around, takes a nice basket. 109 to 84, a 25-point margin. 2 minutes remaining as Brian Fundingsland finds Dukas on the right-hand side. Puts the ball to the floor, pull-up jump shot, unsuccessful. Shepherd scrapping for the ball, left-handed outlet to Osborne. Osborne should go all the way here. Chamberlain up. Evans following on, trying to jam it after the missed shot. The foul will go against Chamberlain. We'll have 2 shots to be attempted by Osborne. And we do have one of those subs coming into the floor as Gavin Burnett leaves and is replaced by Craig Allen. Craig Allen, who learnt his basketball in the Tagney Association, now teaching in the Geraldton area, comes onto the floor for the first time with under 2 minutes remaining in this match. And Brad, we see also dunking Darryl Pace coming back in, and you could see a little bit of showtime.
Well, from the Redbacks' point of view, I know they're obviously going to be very happy as Scott Osborne all net on his first shot. Scott's been with the club for a number of years. Experienced the 84 loss against the Coburn Cougars. Makes good with the second. 111 plays 84. Brian Fundingsland. Magnificent play he's been all year. Looks, oh wow, what a sensational alley-oop play. It didn't come off though. Great vision by Brian and great working relationship.
And Pace with the ball now, off to Shepherd. Shepherd steps around, back to Pace, unsuccessful. Bowring with it, off to Pace again. It's almost volleyball out right now as the ball is whipped around, and this game is very, very well in the keeping of the Burswood Redbacks. Triple one, 111 to 84 with 1:20 remaining. Osborne inbounds to Shepherd. Oh, that'll come up with a foul to Brian Fundingsland. He might even go down and attempt a three-pointer, but there's not much he can do about this whole thing. He's tried his heart out for Batavia today. It just hasn't been good enough to succumb this very, very strong lineup put on the floor by the Burswood Redbacks. The starting lineup would do justice to any NBL club in the national competition, and it says heaps for the standard of the current state basketball league.
Yeah, Dan Hunt rips in another rebound. He's going to fight it out all the way. John is the coach of the Hopman Cup Hawks. How do you think you would have fared against the Redbacks if it hadn't been the grand final? As you see, a great shot.
I think most people accepted the semi-final between the Hopman Cup Hawks and the Redbacks last week was the match of the series, and we went down by 3 points. I'm a little disappointed to see Batavia fold somewhat like this. Not that they've folded, I think it's just been a lack of manpower. They've been a great club all year and have done wonders for the State Basketball League, particularly the country areas, and they can hold their head up after this situation and after this match. It'll fade, it'll hurt for a little while, but it will fade. But the game last week in the semi-final, I suppose, was much tougher and much more evenly matched.
Certainly height-wise, as the Buccaneers are going to come up with the ball. 40 seconds remaining. And Renee Leib and Mark Murrellwood are going to come into the game.
And substitutions here. Big Dan Hunt goes out to the warm and generous applause of this crowd as we see him leave the floor unsuccessful. Brian Fundingsland also comes out to the well-earned applause of the crowd because of their sterling efforts throughout the entire season for the Batavia Buccaneers. And we've got Murray with the ball now. Dukas, Allen underneath. Bowring comes up with the steal. Osborne brings it down.
Dan Hunt left the game, and I think credit to Tom McLean. He let everybody recognise the contribution he's made throughout the season. He left with 29 points and 11 rebounds. Nice drive by Aaron Dukas. Rims out though. Renee Leib. Not bad for the 38-year-old. A little flat though. Scott Osborne.
Osborne dispossessed. No, it comes up through Shepherd. Shepherd takes a long floater off the glass, unsuccessful. 1 second remaining as the final hooter goes with a final scoreline of 114 to 89, a 25-point margin to the Burswood Redbacks. A very comfortable and deserving win to the Perth Base Club. You can see in your picture there the players exchanging congratulations after a very, very tough game, and that 25-point margin was probably generous towards the Batavia Buccaneers, because the nature in which the Perth-based Burswood Redbacks were able to win that game was very, very flattering to their particular skill. But of course, this game, Brad, has certainly been an adornment for the State Basketball League this year. And tonight, of course, viewers from GWN, straight after the news, will be able to go on to the premier competition in the Australian basketball calendar and watch the Perth Wildcats playing the North Melbourne Giants in the semi-final from the Superdome, live in Perth tonight in Game 1 of the semi-finals. On behalf of Brad Chechens and myself, this is John Gardner saying farewell to the 1989 State Basketball League, and hope all of you country viewers will be back next year to support this competition.
See you later.
Let's have a Coke.
Terima kasih.
Can you tell us where the waves are?
Hey, 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 you can't stop it. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. Feeling you get when you find the real thing. You can't beat it. You can't beat the feeling. Can't beat the feeling.
Newspower has the answer to protect anything printed forever. Thanks to Protect-A-Seal, you can now laminate important documents, certificates, photos. In fact, any printed item of value from a credit card to poster size. With Protect-A-Seal's handy laminating system, you can laminate your items easily and inexpensively. It's simple. Just place printed items on the tray and the machine does the rest. There are no buttons or switches. It's fully automatic and sealed in seconds. Call into Newspower or phone your nearest Protect-A-Seal laminating system. Protect-A-Seal. They'll have it covered.
Who's your favorite film star? Who's your favorite film star? Now on video. Now on video. You can choose your movie, and just before you go, there's Candy Video. Candy Video. Yes, Candy Video. Candy Video. The only place to go when you want to see a show is Candy Video. Entertaining and delicious.
Banamar Wildlife Park has something special for every member of the family. Whether you're bushwalking along the wildflower bush tracks or feeding the kangaroos and emus, the beauty of the Australian bush and wildlife is an education to any youngster. Set on 20 acres of natural bushland with streams and lakes scattered throughout, the Banamar Wildlife Park is a delightful spot to have a picnic when you're touring the Busselton, Dunsborough, Yallingup region. There's light snacks available and all facilities are suitable for the handicapped. The Banamar Wildlife Park, Caves Road, Dunsborough.
Together we've gone the distance, together we've faced the fire, but all the times we shared, I know were good times. I'd go anywhere with you, 'cause you know just how I feel, and together we'll make it through. Yamaha, I'd go anywhere with you.
Getting out amongst it and living on the road. It's the stuff great adventures are made.